When you were watching last night on that big screen, was there a moment that gave you chills or kind of made you feel like, ooh?
I mean, I think anytime the audience reacted, because that was what was new, for us. Because I've been sitting with my editors, Michael Shaver, Debbie Berman, sitting in post with them for a long time. It's been a better part of a year, and we would do, very small screenings. But as far as like seeing it in a room full of people, I almost forgot what that felt like. Because I hadn't done it since my last film. And it had been, a couple years or some change. So that was the part that I would react to. It's like, oh wow, okay, so they so they got that thing, and are they reacting to this bit here and to that? Or they're talking to the screen, because you know what I mean.
I was doing that.
Yeah, but I was with my family. I had a bunch of my family come down from the Bay, and they was acting like they was in like AMC or something. You know what I'm saying? They was talking at the screen.
Well, listen, when it comes up and they're playing ball and it says Oakland, Oakland was gonna stand up, right?
But it was people standing up who I didn't bring. I'm like, wait, who is that? That part of it was like, oh, okay, you feel something there. But as far as the movie, we so intimately involved with it that, I mean, you feel close to all of it, you know what I mean? But as far as parts that give me chills or like, that's tough,
The waterfall scene did that for me.
Really?
It was one of the most beautifully shot scenes.
Oh.
It was really magical. It really was. I mean, I felt myself, because I love movies too, but I just felt myself going from the bottom to the top of the screen, like literally with my head like this, like, whoa.
You see it in 3D?
Ooh, or is it coming out in 3D?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah.
Give me IMAX. I'm there. Yeah. Was there ever a point in this process that you doubted yourself, or you said,
every day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I doubted myself this morning. Yeah, I mean, I struggle with self-doubt, man. Like, my life is limited to my own perspective, but I struggle with self-doubt all the time. Obviously, I feel very at home making movies every day. You get that voice. It's like, man, you can't really do this. You're a fraud. It's never work. You get that voice, and it's But I mean, I think everybody.
Yeah.
I imagine everybody deals with it.
No, I get it too.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm sure,
too.
like before you gotta go to your thing, you got that. You hear that voice, so it's like, oh man, you're not ready for this.
I had it this morning. I'm like, I hope they don't think I'm an idiot.
When you're moderating, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope they don't think I'm an idiot.
That voice is loud, man. In my mind, I had to learn, from playing sports, that voice would terrorize me, and I had to learn how to tell it to shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're doing a good job. Yeah. Keep making these $200 million budget movies. God. Keep making these. That voice is gonna get smaller and smaller and smaller.
I doubt it.
Marvel has been criticized sometimes in the past for their villains, and maybe not fully realizing or maybe not getting them quite right. But Killmonger is right.
Oh, that's kind of easy to say.
Yes. Why do you think he works so well as a villain?
We blessed to have, a very talented actor in that role, Michael B. Jordan, who's very charismatic. And I think that Mike has a way of making scenes and situations feel real. And he has something about him that triggers empathy. I think with people, no matter what he's doing, no matter, so I think that's, in a way, it's kind of a secret weapon. He's somebody who you care about almost as soon as you see him.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was interesting, like, for me, knowing him and knowing he's never done this, never played a bad guy, and Killmonger's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you really think about like what he does in the film, and so it was a challenging thing, but we wanted to have a villain that was complicated, and we wanted to have a villain that could challenge T'Challa and kind of hit him where he's most vulnerable, and T'Challa's not a vulnerable person, like not in the comic books, not in this film. He's incredibly powerful and strong and smart and hard to get to, as a sovereign leader of a nation should be,
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I think that in T'Challa being such a uniquely gifted hero, you know, we needed a uniquely gifted villain to challenge him.
Did you ever play around with having anyone else from the Marvel universe in the movie?
Nobody that was in other movies, but like other people in the comic books. Yes, it was something that we definitely played around with in drafts. You know, like in the early drafts, like I was looking at, you know, you look at everybody, you look at the whole Rose Gallery, and you want to try to get representation, in there. Some of them I can't really talk about specifically, but
you never thought about Iron Man or Captain America or any of those guys, maybe bringing them in.
No.
Mm-hmm. When you started to think about the sequel, you heard me when I said when, right?
Oh, boy.
You know, fans want X-Men to come back. Maybe could you think maybe you can fit Storm or somebody like that in?
Yeah, I'm just here to talk about Black Panther. You know, like that's all I can talk about. You know, that's all I can think about.
So you're not even thinking about making a sequel yet?
No, I'm thinking about giving responsible and insightful answers to people such as yourself. Because we gotta you know, sell the movie and get it out there. You know, that's what my head is. I'm at the last stage of delivering the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, last question then, because critics are already calling this Marvel's most political film to date and most important in terms of content. There were a couple things that really stood out. That last monologue by T'Challa by Black Panther felt like you might have wrote that last week.
Oh, we didn't. No, we wrote this script. You know, Joe and I wrote this script, man.
Were you speaking pointedly?
2 years ago, maybe.
Were you speaking to the president? Well, maybe not. If you wrote it 2 years ago, I mean, it talked about building bridges, not building. You know, it felt like you were speaking right.
That's an African proverb. That's an African proverb that my wife found. You know, while we were working on it, but no, we wrote that. When we wrote that stuff, Obama was president. You know, we try to pull from obviously current climate. You know, what we were really looking at was really just making knowing T'Challa as a character and knowing what he goes through in the film. You know, I found myself looking up to that character. You know what I mean? Like and aspiring to that and saying, oh man, how cool would it be if this person was was really in the. And it's no different from what I think Favreau did so well with Iron Man 1 and in terms of making a character that is just, oh man, I wish that dude was really around. Because the world looks like the real place. Like, I wish it was an Iron Man who could jump in a suit and go do cool stuff and you know, and say cool stuff in press conferences and run it. You know, so for us, you know, when people say, you know, this film is a political movie, well, yeah, I mean, Black Panther's a politician. You know, it's the first MCU movie about a politician. You know, so it should, you know, it should be the most political one. And it's a thing where, you know, if this character has to make a governmental address, like what kind of stuff would he say? So that was kind of how we asked ourselves that stuff, and
I love it.
We looked for African proverbs, you know what I mean? And it was you know, about embracing the world, and because you know, and that was kind of how we found some of that stuff, you know. So you know, that's the truth there.